wake up in the morning, brush my teeth with a menthol, and look out the window at the top of my temple. Fireball though in the sky, instrumental. Passing by, always try to live full potential. Take me down, fall into the floor like the pound, with the sickest sound bound to the holes in your gown. Sticky ground, flip flop, shit in between your toes. Moving on, pop a dom stuck up your nose. Good for my bones, take a kiwi and juice it. My underwear lost in my crack when I lose it. Don't understand crap that is read in the news clip. My brain is dead, brain bled and fucked up my music. And now I choose to drink less booze and drink more Mountain Brews, drying up the piss in my shoes. Cooking stews of food and time travel goose. I'm very rude and brewed in holes on the moon. But don't assume gloom when you see me in the sky, cause I'm probably more happy than that dull Mio guy. My shining eye dies in the top of a triangle. The other cries tears from the news of the scandal. That legal vandal with his claws on the handle. They're all around you, I take a swing with my sandal. Grim on the beat, making hair stand erect. No respect for the sheep when I take them to the vet. I'm deep in debt, set that I smoke cigarette. Full of fat, like to get wet with forces in tech. Don't like to bet cheese, but I like to eat smelly breeze. Feel the cool breeze as the drugs bring me to my knees. Remedies, recipes deep up in my gut. A centipede peas on the pussy of a slut. What the fuck, past the butt, now I'm deep up in the rut. With a bit of luck, suck out the fumes of a truck. I duck, bring my face to the worms. I like to gurn and throw acid in your perm. I learn from the black magic circles and practice rites. Hear a bump in the night, probably crow with his crew making drugs under candlelight. Wanna try, probably leave you in the ground tonight. The crow's got skills, spiritual scientist. Thought for your food, now your food is some lion shit. Take a sniff of my powder and die from it. Bury body very deep in Orion's pit. I get that psychic tip after consuming plants. LSD makes me trip after pills I dance. And then I run very fast to the side trance tent. Brain spent for the rest of the event. I don't pay rent, I sleep on a street vent. And eat when then is dropped on the pavement. Body evident, thin like a garden rake. And when I walk my legs break like an earthquake. I've got a face ache from stuffing your birthday cake. When you're not awake, I like to take your eggs like a snake.
I remember one time I was on an experiment, I forget the chemical, it doesn't matter. And I was looking at the clock because it was interesting to see the second hand of the clock going around. And as I was watching the second hand of the clock, it was going slower and slower and slower. And we decided how much slower we could get it to go. So we watched the second hand and we worked together. And we got the second hand to where it was very, very slowly moving. And then a little while later, sometime later, another second occurred. But each one was taking longer than the previous second. It occurred to me, if the clock were to stop, what defines death? And suddenly I realized I had taken a chemical that was causing the clock to slow down continuously. And we both snapped around out of it and the clock went normally again.
No, he chickened out.
If you are approaching death in an asymptotic way, where you're getting closer and closer and closer to time, and you never touch that baseline, you're eternal. Your life is eternal. You're just going at a slower pace.